This video shows how to model a concentric arch in xLights for the HolidayCoro QuickArch, item number 1083 or 1083. Okay, so it on this particular case is 3 concentric arches, and if we're running 150 pixels, because each of the arches is 50, we would typically come in this case we come in from the left, for example, and we would run the first one. So if we look at the top here, the top one, yellow, is going to come in, pixel 1 is going to be on the left, pixel 50 is on the right, right? And then what we would normally do is we would then flip around, go in, and then go back the direction we just came from, and then back again, and then end on pixel 150 down on the most bottom arch. So let's look at how we do that. So I'm going to go ahead and just do this manually. So I'm just going to draw an arch. There we go. So we'll just call this first arch, right? And so you can see it's arches, just one, 50. Okay, we're good there. One light per node, which is true. So we're just using a string of 50 pixels. And then the start channel. Now, what we're going to do is just pick one from our controller. We'll just pretend controller 1 here on this IP address. DMX universe 1 is the starting. So that means universe 1, DMX channel 1 is the first one, and then DMX channel 150 is the last one. All right, so we're good there. And then I'm going to go down and create another one. Here we go. And you're going to see it's not perfectly aligned, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So I can, whoops, creating some there we go. So let's go ahead and give it a name. Second, right? And so what we need to be aware of is when we start down here, we're going to start at 150. Then we need to loop back around and come back this direction. So you'll notice that on the first arch, we start where the green square is on the left. In this particular case, we're going to start on the right. So we want to actually start with the blue square. All right. And where is it going to follow? It's going to follow, if we have them all on one single string, it's going to follow the first model, right? First arch. All right. And we're going to hit save. And we're going to add the third string here. There we go. And let's give it a name here. Third, and again, still 50 pixels, still 180 degrees. But this time, we are going to start on the green square, which is already set, green square. And we're going to follow the model second, because this is the third. So we follow the second. So you can see that it goes first. That's DMX universe. I'm sorry, first right here. First is the actual literal universe and DMX start channel, 1, 1. Then at the end of this, the second follows the first, and then the third follows the second. All right, so now we have our item. So if we were to actually come over here and create a sequence now, and we'll just do an animation. Okay, so now you'll notice here that we have them in individual sections. So if we set them out, you'll notice that we can actually put them in separate things. Actually, here, let's just do this. You can see that they're each individual. One. Now, if you've grouped them, like I have the prior example, you'll notice that it actually can do all of them at one time. So let's go back here and look at one additional thing we need to be aware of. So how did I get these all aligned? And so they're all perfect because dragging and dropping them didn't work. So what I'm going to do is show you here how you can do that. So if we scroll down to the very bottom under size, you're going to notice that there's green and blue. Green corresponds to the far left and the blue to the far right. Don't get confused by this one up here. Now, you'll see X and Y and X and Y, and then you'll see a Z. Z's for 3D. We're not doing 3D in this example. So what you're seeing here is that this first arch, arch number 1 or arch top, starts at a corner of X1 and Y1, What is that dimension? So first we need to understand x and y. X is 0 to the left, a higher number to the right. So if 1 was over here, 500 would be here. Now on y, it's going from down here, 0 to here, and let's say 500 here. So we're actually going up and to the right as higher numbers, x being horizontal, y being vertical. Now, we have two of those numbers, and you'll notice that, for example, for y, we're both on 500, right? So we're not changing the height. We're 500 here, 500 here. We haven't changed the height any. What did we change? We changed the spacing over. So for example, if we change this from 600, so there are 100 units from here to here. So if we change this to 550, you can see it goes half that size. So it moves the corner here. So we'll put that back. Excuse me. And what that allows us to do is be very, very precise. So what do I do when I get my second one? So we have my middle one. What did I do? I just increased the x by 2 and decreased the y by 2. So we've come in. We actually increased this distance. So we came further to the right and further to the left on just the x here in this example. Now, what do we do on the next one? We come in 2 more. So we moved over from 500 to 502, now 504. And then for x, we moved in 4 from 600 to 690, 598 to 596. And now we get our nice, perfect concentric arch. So that's how you do your quick arch from HolidayCoro.